Before we start today, if you didn't know, I took a break last weekend because my grandmother unfortunately passed. And then to make matters worse, my dog had to have surgery. Thankfully, we were able to put my grandmother to rest as she would have liked, and my dog came out fine. But I wanted to take a moment to thank you guys so much for your support and patience. It means so much to me, and I'm so happy I can come back rested, relaxed, and having had time to really process everything. It means so much to me. But enough about me, let's get into the BL. I am here to make you mine. Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today, we'll be discussing Takara's Treasure by Suzumaru Minta. Before we get started, there will be spoilers, so if you don't want to be spoiled in this manga, go ahead and click off now. No worries, I'll catch you next time. For those of you who decide to stick around, let's go over some content warnings. There may be references to mentions of animal death, excessive drinking, stalking, not between the main couple, police, underage drinking, strained familial relationships, mentions of cheating, not between the main couple, and mentions of divorce, as these things do appear in the manga. But if that's okay with you, let's go and get started. Tai-Shin is on a mission. He's determined to find a college student whom he met by chance back in his country hometown. Unfortunately, before Tai-Shin graduated high school, his pet bird passed away. Inconsolable, Tai-Shin ran off from home and ended up crying outside. By chance, an older stranger stopped to comfort him, giving Tai-Shin the hope and strength to go back home and move on. Now, Tai-Shin wants nothing more than to thank the stranger, but he has to go to college in Tokyo, far from his hometown, to find him. It's easier said than done, especially for someone like Tai-Shin, who is more innocent and airheaded. On his way to campus, he thankfully runs into some super sweet freshmen who essentially adopt him into their friend group. From there, he finds the person he's been looking for, Takara, who is recruiting for the hiking club. But when Tai-Shin tries to thank him, Takara blows him off. Most people would be offended and give up, but Tai-Shin isn't one to give up. So he joins the hiking club, not only to hike hills and mountains, but to also overcome the mountain peak that is Takara. To start with, Suzumaru Minta is one of my favorite creators of all time. I love this artist so much, and I feel like with every title, their style becomes more and more beautiful, which is hard to believe with it being as beautiful as it was initially. I'm not sure why, but Tai-Shin's design reminds me of Kingdom Hearts. I feel like his face and his hairstyle are really Kingdom Hearts coded, and his outfits are also in that same vein. I'm personally a huge Kingdom Hearts fan, so I'm all over it. Plus, Tai-Shin's accent reminds me of Yi-chan from Love Tractor, and I'm a sucker for the country accent. I might be biased here as a born and raised Alabamian myself, but more than that, I love Tai-Shin's character. He's reminiscent of the main character from Suzumaru Minta's other one-shot, Golden Sparkle. They're both innocent and a bit airheaded, but unlike Himari, Tai-Shin is much more socially inept, which I love. He's so sweet and determined, and it's so easy to see why every other character who meets him falls for him. His ineptness is not that super awkward, uncomfortable, and cringy type, partly due to how quiet he is. He comes off as shy and sweet, which makes him extra lovable. I personally think this is worth reading just for him, and seeing him praying to a picture of his pet bird is so precious. Takara, however, is less lovable from the jump. He's a bit of an ass, though sometimes it is understandable. I can't say I wouldn't be weirded out if someone approached me, claiming to have followed me to college just to see me again. Still, knowing how sweet Tai-Shin is, I found myself openly despising Takara until he eventually let his guard down. Once he does let his guard down, he reveals a much more vulnerable and insecure person, which is so much more lovable. Plus, he's a real sweetie and knight in shining armor for Tai-Shin, which makes him a winner in my book. Something I do need to note is that while this is yaoi and contains sexual content, the actual sex is completely isolated to the bonus story at the end. This could be classified as a shonen ai without the bonus, so if you're hoping for lots of sexy time and smut, you might be disappointed. I personally didn't mind it because the growth of their relationship and personalities is such a treat to read. The sex really is just a bonus. The one scene we do get between them is also uncensored. Well, I guess you can call it uncensored. There's not a ton of detail, but there aren't lightsabers, black bars, white bars, or scribbles. The closest equivalent I can think of is the mature version of Oh My Assistant. I liked it, but if you're hoping for hyper detailed naughty bits, that's not here. With all that being said, I love this. And because of Tai-Shin, it's a favorite. As our main character, Tai-Shin is impossible not to love, and though he's experiencing so many new things and running into so many problems along the way, he's never deterred. I long to be as determined as Tai-Shin. This has the makings of a coming-of-age story leading to a sweet and fluffy romance. This is definitely in my comfort read rotation, and I implore you to read this if you need one too. So, have you read Takara's Treasure? If so, what do you think? Do you agree with my assessment? Do you not? Let me know in a comment below. Otherwise, I'll catch you next time. Bye!
the chaos of our passion.